Listen closely. Disaster can strike anywhere at any time, often when you least expect it. One moment, life is normal. The next, your world is turned upside down. In the wild, dangers are obvious. A sheer cliff, a venomous snake, a raging river. But at home, the threats are often silent and invisible. Hidden dangers lurk in every home: gas leaks, carbon monoxide, electrical fires, mold, radon, water contamination, and even structural collapse. These threats can strike without warning, often with deadly consequences. Every year, over 400 people in the US die from carbon monoxide poisoning at home. Thousands are hospitalized from house fires, toxic fumes, or contaminated water. Mold and radon cause long-term health problems for countless families. Most families think, it won't happen to us. But over 60% of households have no disaster plan, leaving them vulnerable when seconds count. In 2022, a family in the Midwest lost everything to a house fire. They didn't know how to shut off the gas, and their emergency numbers were buried in a drawer. Common mistakes: not checking smoke and CO detectors, blocking exits with furniture, not knowing how to shut off utilities, lacking backup communication, or forgetting to plan for pets and vulnerable family members. Many families don't have a communication plan or a designated meeting spot. Some don't know basic first aid or how to help elderly, disabled, or very young family members in an emergency. Here's what you can do. Make a family emergency plan. Practice fire, evacuation, and communication drills twice a year. Post emergency numbers where everyone can see them. Learn how to shut off gas, water, and electricity. Store flashlights, batteries, and a first aid kit where everyone can find them, even in the dark. Prepare for pets with food, carriers, and a plan for evacuation. Review your plan every 6 months. Update supplies, check alarms, and involve every family member, kids included. Practice makes perfect, and muscle memory saves lives. Real-life story. In California, a family survived a wildfire because they had practiced their evacuation plan, kept emergency kits by the door, and everyone knew where to meet. Preparation turned panic into action and saved lives. Your home can be a fortress or a trap. With the right mindset and preparation, you'll keep your family safe, no matter what comes. Start today, stay ready, stay safe. Water tops every survival list for a reason. In every disaster, hurricane, earthquake, blackout, water is the first thing to disappear. Without it, life grinds to a halt. Imagine a city after a flood, store shelves empty, taps run dry, and families desperate for a single clean bottle. You can survive weeks without food, but only a few days without water. In 2017, a major storm left thousands without clean water for over a week. Families lined up for hours, clutching empty jugs, hoping for a delivery truck. In Texas, a mother melted snow on her stove just to keep her children hydrated. So, how do you store water? Start with sealed, commercially bottled water for safety. For larger supplies, use food-grade containers, never old milk jugs or non-food plastics. Clean containers with a teaspoon of bleach per gallon, rinse well, then fill and seal tightly. Label each with the date and rotate every 6 months. Store at least 1 gallon per person, per day, half for drinking, half for hygiene. For a family of 4, that's 12 gallons for 3 days. But if you have infants, elderly, or pets, plan for more. Don't forget water for formula, medications, and service animals. If you run out, never drink from questionable sources without purifying first. Boil water for at least 1 minute, or use purification tablets, portable filters like Life Straw or Sawyer, or unscented household bleach, 8 drops per gallon, stir, and wait 30 minutes. Practice using your filter before an emergency. In an emergency, get creative. Your water heater holds 30-50 gallons of clean water. Toilet tanks, if untreated, can be a backup. Canned fruits and vegetables contain drinkable liquid. Never drink from radiators, pools, or waterbeds. They're toxic. For apartment dwellers, collapsible water containers save space and can be filled quickly when disaster looms. Common mistakes: forgetting to rotate stored water, using non-food containers, skipping purification, or underestimating how much you need. Some families store water in garages where it gets too hot. Heat can break down plastics and breed bacteria. Always store water in a cool, dark place. Teach your family how to find, store, and purify water. Make it a game for kids. Who can fill a jug fastest, or spot the safest water source? Practice using filters and purification tablets together. The more you practice, the safer you'll be when it counts. Water is life. Plan ahead, store smart, and know how to purify. In a crisis, these steps can mean the difference between comfort and catastrophe. Start today, your future self will thank you. Once your water is sorted, it's time to think about food, the fuel that keeps you and your family going in any crisis. Food preparedness is more than just stocking up. It's about planning, rotating, and making sure everyone, from infants to seniors and even pets, has what they need. Focus on non-perishable foods, canned meats like tuna and chicken, beans, vegetables, fruits, and hearty soups. Dried foods, rice, pasta, oats, lentils, and powdered milk, are lightweight and last for years. For infants, include formula or baby food. For seniors, choose easy-to-chew options. Always check labels for allergens and expiration dates. Store foods in cool, dry places. Use airtight containers to keep out pests and moisture. Label everything with purchase dates and rotate your stock. Use the oldest items first and replace them as you go. Make a simple chart or use colored stickers to track what needs to be eaten soon. Plan simple, nutritious meals that require little or no cooking. Think peanut butter sandwiches, canned soup with crackers, or instant oatmeal. For every member of your household, including infants, elderly, and those with special diets, write out a 3-day meal plan. Don't forget pet food, store enough for at least a week. High-energy snacks like protein bars, granola, trail mix, and nut butters provide quick boosts. For morale, pack treats like chocolate, coffee, tea, or favorite family snacks. Small comforts can make a big difference during stressful times. Store a manual can opener, and if anyone has allergies, keep safe alternatives on hand. Real-life story. During a week-long blackout, a family in Texas stayed healthy and calm by relying on their well-organized pantry and simple meal plans. They rotated their supplies, shared meals together, and even made hot chocolate on a camp stove to lift spirits. Preparation turned a crisis into a time of togetherness. Food safety is critical. Check expiration dates regularly and keep foods off the floor to avoid pests. If the power goes out, use perishable foods first, then canned and dried goods. Practice opening cans and preparing meals with your emergency kit. Make it a family activity so everyone knows what to do. The bottom line, stock up, store smart, and plan ahead. Food is more than fuel. It's comfort, health, and peace of mind when you need it most. With the right preparation, you can turn any emergency into a time of resilience and family strength. In any survival situation, injuries are a real and constant threat. Cuts, burns, sprains, or worse. Imagine a family member slipping on debris and suffering a deep cut, or burning themselves while cooking on a camp stove. Quick, calm action can make all the difference. That's why a comprehensive first aid kit is a non-negotiable essential. Your kit should include bandages, sterile gauze, adhesive tape, antiseptic wipes, burn cream, pain relievers, tweezers, scissors, a digital thermometer, and gloves. Add instant cold packs, elastic bandages, allergy medication, and a breathing barrier for CPR. For children, include child-safe medications and smaller bandages. For elderly family members, add extra medications and mobility aids. But it's not just about having supplies, it's about knowing how to use them under pressure. Take time to learn basic first aid skills, how to stop bleeding, clean wounds, treat burns, and manage sprains. Practice with your family so everyone knows what to do. For cuts and wounds, apply pressure with sterile gauze to stop bleeding. Clean the wound with antiseptic wipes, then cover with a bandage. Watch for signs of infection, redness, swelling, or pus. For burns, run cool water over the area for at least 10 minutes, then apply burn cream and a sterile dressing. Never use ice or butter. These can make burns worse. For sprains, remember rice. Rest, ice, compression, and elevation. Wrap the injured area with an elastic bandage, apply a cold pack and keep it raised. For allergic reactions, use antihistamines for mild symptoms. If someone has trouble breathing or swelling of the face, use an epinephrine auto-injector if available, and call emergency services immediately. Pain relievers like ibuprofen and acetaminophen help manage pain and reduce inflammation. Always check dosages, especially for children. Include medications for chronic conditions and keep a list of everyone's medical needs in your kit. For blisters, clean the area, cover with a blister pad, and avoid popping unless necessary. For burns, after cooling, cover loosely and seek medical help for large or deep burns. For allergies, asthma, or diabetes, make sure emergency medications are always in your kit and not expired. Special needs matter. For infants, pack baby pain relievers, small bandages, and extra formula. For elderly or disabled family members, include mobility aids, extra medications, and a list of medical contacts. Make sure everyone knows how to help each other. Hands-on training is vital. Take a first aid and CPR course. Real emergencies are stressful, and muscle memory saves lives. Practice using scissors, tweezers, and a tourniquet before you ever need them. Keep a first aid manual in your kit for quick reference. Real-life story. In a recent blackout, a neighbor fell and broke her arm. Her family used their first aid training to splint the arm and keep her calm until help arrived. Preparation turned panic into action and made all the difference. Check your kit every 6 months, replace expired items, and keep it portable and accessible. In a real emergency, seconds count. Don't waste time searching for supplies. With the right kit, knowledge, and practice, you can be your family's personal medic, ready for anything. When disaster strikes, darkness can fall in an instant. I remember a winter storm that knocked out power for days. Our only light came from a single flashlight and a few candles. The difference between panic and calm was having the right lighting. In another blackout, a neighbor used solar garden lights to illuminate hallways, turning a frightening night into a safe, shared experience. Reliable lighting is critical. Start with a powerful LED flashlight, long-lasting, bright, and efficient. Headlamps are even better for hands-free tasks, especially during repairs or evacuations at night. Place flashlights in every major room, and keep one by each bed for quick access. Lanterns, battery-powered, rechargeable, or solar, can light up entire rooms. Hand-crank flashlights are excellent backups when batteries run out. For creative solutions, use string lights powered by USB battery packs to brighten hallways or shared spaces. Each device has pros and cons. Batteries are convenient but finite, while solar and crank devices work as long as you have sunlight or muscle power. Always stock extra batteries, AA, AAA, D, and store them in a cool, dry place. Check expiration dates and rotate your supply every 6 months. Rechargeable batteries save money and reduce waste, but remember to keep a charged power bank or solar charger handy. Store batteries in a dedicated box, and label them by type and date. Candles are a last resort. Never leave them unattended, and keep them away from children and anything flammable. Use sturdy holders and place candles on non-flammable surfaces. Battery-powered lights are always safer, but if you must use candles, keep a fire extinguisher nearby and blow them out before sleeping. Light lets you see, work, and maintain a sense of control when chaos reigns. With the right lighting, you can turn a frightening blackout into a manageable inconvenience and keep your family safe. Plan your lighting for each room, practice blackout drills, and make sure everyone knows where to find emergency lights. Preparedness brings peace of mind. When disaster strikes and the power goes out, your smartphone and internet may be useless, but a simple emergency radio can be your lifeline, connecting you to the outside world when all else fails. In 2011, after a tornado hit Joplin, Missouri, families huddled around battery radios for news and hope. Radios save lives when everything else goes silent. Choose a radio that receives AM, FM, and NOAA weather alerts. Look for models with multiple power options: batteries, hand crank, solar, and even USB charging. Some radios can charge your phone or double as flashlights. The more ways to power it, the better your chances in a long outage. Practice using your radio before you need it. Test all power sources, replace batteries regularly, and keep spare batteries or a solar charger in your kit. Store your radio in a waterproof bag with your emergency supplies. In a real crisis, a calm voice on the radio can be the most reassuring sound you'll hear. In an emergency, tune to local AM or FM news stations for updates. NOAA, weather radio frequencies broadcast official alerts. Find your local frequency in advance and write it down. Tape the frequency to your radio or keep a list in your emergency kit. In 2005, after Hurricane Katrina, many families were rescued because they heard evacuation orders on battery-powered radios. If the power is out for days, get creative. Use solar panels, hand-crank generators, or even your car's USB port to recharge your radio. In wildfires and storms, radios have saved lives by delivering warnings when cell towers were down. Keep your radio accessible with extra batteries or a way to recharge. It's your ears when everything else is silent, your direct line to help, hope, and survival. Out in the wild or at home, a multi-tool is more than just a gadget, it's a lifeline. Imagine being stranded with a broken zipper, a loose screw, or tangled wire. With a multi-tool, you're ready for any challenge, big or small. Each tool has a purpose. Pliers grip and bend wire for quick repairs. The knife blade cuts rope, opens packages, or even slices food in a pinch. Wire cutters handle electrical fixes. Flathead and Phillips screwdrivers tighten loose screws on gear or furniture. The can opener means you'll never go hungry, and the bottle opener is a morale booster after a long day. In emergencies, a multi-tool can be a true lifesaver. People have used them to cut seatbelts after car accidents, repair broken tent poles in storms, and even fix a leaking pipe when help was hours away. One hiker used the saw blade to clear a path after a fallen branch blocked the trail. Choose your multi-tool wisely. Look for stainless steel construction, locking blades for safety, and a sturdy build that won't fail under pressure. Some models include scissors, awls, or mini files, handy for first aid, sewing, or gear maintenance. Keep your multi-tool clean and dry, sharpen the blade regularly, and oil the joints to prevent rust. Practice using each tool, open and close them with one hand, even in the dark. The more familiar you are, the faster you'll act when it matters most. Give every family member a multi-tool and teach them how to use it safely. In a crisis, this pocket-sized toolbox can mean the difference between helplessness and self-reliance. The cold is a silent predator. In survival situations, it creeps in fast, sometimes before you even realize it. I remember a family stranded in their car during a blizzard. They thought they were safe, but within hours the temperature inside dropped dangerously low. They survived by huddling together, layering every piece of clothing, and using their car's floor mats as extra insulation. Hypothermia can set in when your body temperature drops below 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Early signs include shivering, numb fingers, and slurred speech. If you notice these, act immediately. Get dry, add layers, and move to a warmer space if possible. Insulate your home by closing off one small room. Hang blankets or towels over doors and windows, block drafts with rolled-up clothing, and use rugs or mats on cold floors. Every layer helps trap precious heat. Even taping plastic bags or bubble wrap to windows can make a difference. Layer your clothing, start with thermal underwear, add fleece or wool, and finish with a windproof outer shell. Avoid cotton, it traps moisture and chills you faster. Wear hats, gloves, and thick socks. Most heat escapes from your head, hands, and feet. Emergency heat sources can be lifesavers. Use portable propane or kerosene heaters, but always ensure ventilation and a carbon monoxide detector. Never use a gas stove or charcoal grill indoors. That's a deadly mistake. If you have no heater, light candles safely in a metal container for a little warmth, or fill bottles with hot water and tuck them into blankets. Huddle together to share body heat. Use sleeping bags rated for cold and pile on blankets. If you have pets, let them join, they're a source of warmth too. For infants and elderly, check for cold skin often and keep them bundled up as they lose heat faster. Remember, dehydration happens in the cold too. Drink water, eat high-energy snacks, and avoid alcohol. It lowers your core temperature. Move around gently to keep your blood flowing, but don't sweat. Wet clothes chill you quickly. Creative ways to stay warm without power? Build a tent from blankets over a table, or sleep together in a small space to trap heat. Use newspapers or crumpled paper as extra insulation in clothing or bedding. Keep moving, stay dry, and check on neighbors, especially those who are vulnerable. The biggest mistake? Underestimating the cold. Don't wait until you're shivering. Prepare your space and your body before the temperature drops. That's how you win the battle against the cold. Real-life survivors credit early action and teamwork for making it through the longest nights. In a crisis, hygiene is your unseen shield. After Hurricane Katrina, shelters saw outbreaks of stomach illness and skin infections, simply because soap and clean water ran out. In 2010, a family displaced by flooding avoided illness by rationing their hand sanitizer and using makeshift wash stations. The difference? Preparation and quick thinking. Pack a hygiene kit with bar or liquid soap, hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol, toothbrushes, toothpaste, and plenty of toilet paper. Add wet wipes, menstrual products, and disposable gloves. Include face masks to help prevent the spread of illness, and a small towel for each person. If plumbing fails, improvise. Use a bucket toilet lined with heavy-duty trash bags. Add cat litter, sawdust, or even shredded newspaper to control waste and odor. Always keep waste far from living and food areas. After the 2011 Japan earthquake, families used makeshift toilets and covered waste with lime or bleach to prevent disease. Disinfect surfaces regularly, especially in shared spaces. Use a bleach solution or disinfecting wipes if available. Clean doorknobs, light switches, and eating areas daily. This simple habit can stop viruses and bacteria from spreading through your family. For families with infants, pack diapers, wipes, and diaper rash cream. For elderly or those with medical needs, include incontinence supplies and extra gloves. If someone gets sick, isolate them if possible and use masks and gloves to prevent the spread of germs. In 2020, one family kept illness at bay by setting up a separate sleeping area and using disposable plates and utensils. Staying clean isn't just about health, it preserves dignity and morale. A quick wash, brushing your teeth, or changing into clean clothes can lift spirits and help everyone cope. After days without power, a family in Texas boosted morale by taking turns with a solar shower and sharing clean socks. Make hygiene part of your emergency plan. Review supplies every 6 months and replace what's expired. Practice setting up your improvised toilet and hand washing station. In a crisis, these small routines can make all the difference, keeping your family healthy, comfortable, and ready to face whatever comes. For millions, medication is not just important, it's life-sustaining. Yet, in emergencies, it's often the first thing forgotten. Imagine a disaster strikes and you realize your vital meds are missing or running out. This is a risk you can control. If you or a loved one manage chronic conditions like diabetes, asthma, heart disease, or epilepsy, talk to your doctor and pharmacist about keeping an emergency supply. Ask for a 30-day backup if possible and discuss how to safely store and rotate your medications. Include all critical items, insulin, inhalers, EpiPens, blood pressure meds, and any over-the-counter remedies you rely on daily. For children, seniors, or pets, make a separate list and keep everything together in a labeled waterproof bag. In real disasters, medication shortages are common. After a hurricane, one family ran out of asthma inhalers in 3 days, forcing a dangerous trip through floodwaters. In wildfires, pharmacies may close for weeks. Plan ahead so you're not left scrambling. Keep a written medication plan. List every prescription, dosage, refill date, and doctor's contact. Store meds in their original containers in a cool, dark, dry place. Use pill organizers to track daily doses and prevent missed medication. Rotate your supply every 6 months. Use the oldest first and replace as you go. Check expiration dates and ask your pharmacist about safe use of slightly expired meds if you're in a pinch. Never skip doses or ration critical medication without medical advice. If you run out, contact your doctor, pharmacy, or local health department for emergency refills. Some states allow pharmacists to provide a short-term supply during declared emergencies. Keep copies of your prescriptions and a digital backup if possible. Always keep your medications with your main emergency kit. Never pack them separately. Practice your plan, review your medication list, check supplies, and update every 6 months. In a crisis, your medication plan is your personal lifeline. Imagine evacuating in a rush, only to realize you've left behind your passport, insurance, or bank records. After Hurricane Katrina, thousands lost access to aid and housing because they couldn't prove their identity or property. In 2011, a family displaced by a tornado spent weeks proving who they were, delaying help and insurance. Don't let that happen to you. Start by gathering your essential documents: passports, IDs, birth and marriage certificates, insurance policies, property deeds, medical records, and bank information. If you have children or elderly family members, include their documents and medical directives too. Make physical copies of every document. Store originals and copies in a waterproof, fireproof pouch or a large zip-top bag. Label everything clearly and keep them together in one place, ideally with your emergency kit or go bag. For families, create a folder for each person, including children and elderly relatives, so nothing is missed in a rush. Go digital. Scan your documents to a password-protected USB drive. Upload encrypted copies to secure cloud storage, services like Google Drive, Dropbox, or iCloud. Set strong passwords and enable two-factor authentication. This way, even if you lose everything, you can still access your records from anywhere. For extra security, share access with a trusted family member outside your home. Keep your document pouch with your go bag or emergency kit. Practice grabbing it during drills so you never forget it when seconds count. Teach children and caregivers where documents are kept, and make sure everyone knows how to access digital backups in an emergency. Organizing your documents now can save you weeks of stress and heartache after a disaster. Review and update your files every 6 months. Add new records, remove outdated ones, and check that digital backups are current. Take action today. Your future self and your family will thank you. When disaster strikes, digital payments can vanish in an instant. In hurricanes, wildfires, and blackouts, cash has saved families, letting them buy food, fuel, or shelter when cards and apps failed. In 2021, a family in Louisiana bought emergency gas with cash when ATMs were down for days. Without it, they would have been stranded. Keep at least $300 in small bills, 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. For larger families, consider $500 or more. Small bills let you pay for essentials even if change is scarce, and help you avoid overpaying in emergencies. Store cash in several places: a waterproof pouch with your documents, a hidden envelope in your go bag, a small stash in your car, and even a secret spot at home. Get creative. Use an empty vitamin bottle, a hollowed-out book, or a zippered pocket in a jacket. Never keep it all in one spot. Teach your family how to access emergency cash and budget it wisely. In a crisis, every dollar counts. Use it for true needs, not wants. Practice budgeting together. Make a list of what you'd buy first if cards stopped working. In Puerto Rico, after Hurricane Maria, Families who planned their cash spending were able to buy food and water when supplies were limited. Review your cash stash every 6 months, replace any bills that are worn or damaged, and update your hiding spots as needed. Remember, cash is your universal key. Plan ahead, store smart, and you'll always have a way to get what your family needs, even when the world goes dark. After disasters, the risk of fire skyrockets. Broken gas lines, frayed wiring, or even a single candle can spark a blaze. In 2018, a family in California lost their home to a fire started by a candle during a blackout. They escaped because they had a working extinguisher and practiced their plan. But many aren't so lucky. Fires move fast and seconds count. There are several types of fire extinguishers. ABC extinguishers are the most versatile, effective on ordinary combustibles, flammable liquids, and electrical fires. Class K is for kitchen grease fires, while Class D is for flammable metals, mostly in industrial settings. Read the label and know which type you have. Place at least one ABC-rated extinguisher on every floor, especially in the kitchen, garage, laundry room, and near exits. Mount them on walls where they're easy to grab, not hidden in a closet. Make sure every family member knows their locations. To use an extinguisher, remember pass. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, and sweep side to side. Practice the motion with your family. Muscle memory matters when you're under stress. Check your extinguishers every month. Look at the pressure gauge, make sure the pin and tamper seal are intact, and check the expiration date. Gently shake dry chemical extinguishers to prevent settling. Replace or recharge any that are expired or used. Prevention is your first defense. Don't overload outlets, keep flammable items away from heat, and never leave candles or stoves unattended. Install smoke alarms in every room and test them monthly. Most home fires start in the kitchen. Stay alert when cooking. Train your household to use extinguishers and practice fire drills twice a year. Assign roles: who calls 911, who helps children or pets, who grabs the extinguisher. Practice escaping from bedrooms and meeting at a safe spot outside. The more you practice, the faster you'll react. Common mistakes: hiding extinguishers behind clutter, letting them expire, or never practicing. In a real emergency, panic can set in. Preparation and knowledge can save lives. Turn your home into a fire-safe zone, and you'll be ready for anything. In a disaster, the air you breathe and the surfaces you touch can quickly become hazardous. Dust from collapsed buildings, wildfire smoke, or invisible pathogens. Protecting yourself and your loved ones starts with the right personal protective equipment, or PPE. This means masks and gloves for every family member, ready to use at a moment's notice. Not all masks are created equal. N95 respirators filter at least 95% of airborne particles and fit tightly to your face. Surgical masks offer some protection but are less effective against fine particles. Cloth masks are better than nothing, but should be a last resort. For children and elderly, make sure masks fit snugly and comfortably, no gaps. Always fit your mask snugly over your nose and mouth with no gaps. Replace disposable masks after each use and wash reusable ones with hot water and soap. For families, label masks to avoid mix-ups and keep spares in your emergency kit. Gloves are just as important. Use heavy-duty work gloves for clearing debris and disposable nitrile gloves for medical or hygiene tasks. Change gloves between tasks to prevent cross-contamination and teach children how to put on and remove gloves safely. After use, remove gloves by peeling them off inside out and dispose of them safely. Wash your hands thoroughly after removing gloves or masks. For reusable PPE, clean with soap and hot water or follow manufacturer instructions. Never reuse disposable PPE. When should you use PPE? Anytime you're exposed to dust, smoke, bodily fluids, or cleaning up after a disaster. In 2020, a family survived a wildfire evacuation with no injuries because they wore N95 masks and gloves while clearing debris and traveling through smoke. PPE saved their health when the air was thick with danger. Stock enough masks and gloves for everyone in your household, and keep extras in your emergency kit and car. For children, practice putting on PPE as a family drill. For elderly or those with breathing issues, consult a doctor for the safest options. PPE is your barrier. Don't leave home without it when disaster strikes. Imagine the worst. You're trapped under debris, injured, and running out of air. In that moment, your voice may fail you, but a whistle can cut through the chaos and alert rescuers to your location. Not all whistles are created equal. Choose a bright-colored, P-less whistle. It's loud, reliable, and works even when wet or cold. Attach it to a lanyard, keychain, or zipper pull so it's always within reach. The universal distress signal is 3 short blasts. Practice this with your family. 3 sharp bursts, pause, then repeat. This pattern is recognized by rescuers worldwide and can be heard over long distances even in noisy environments. Make whistle training part of your emergency drills. Teach children and adults when and how to use their whistle. Never as a toy, but as a tool for emergencies. Attach whistles to backpacks, jackets, or even pet collars for quick access. Real-life rescue. In 2010, a hiker trapped by a landslide was found after rescuers heard her whistle echoing through the rubble. In other disasters, children have been saved because they knew the signal and had a whistle within reach. Give a whistle to every family member and make sure everyone knows the signal. Keep extras in your emergency kit, car, and go bags. In an emergency, a whistle could be your voice when you have none. Let's recap the essentials. Water, food, first aid, lighting, radio, multi-tool, warmth, hygiene, medications, documents, cash, fire extinguisher, PPE, and a whistle. Each one is a building block of safety. But preparedness is more than a checklist. It's a mindset that keeps your family resilient, no matter what comes. Preparedness is a habit. Every 6 months, review your supplies, rotate food and water, check medications and batteries, and update your plan as your family grows or changes. Make it a family event. Practice fire drills, evacuation routes, and communication plans together. The more you practice, the more confident everyone will be. Across the country, families and communities who prepared have weathered storms, blackouts, and wildfires, safe and together. In one neighborhood, a community drill helped everyone evacuate quickly during a wildfire, saving lives and homes. In another, a family's emergency kit meant they could help neighbors during a blackout. Your preparation can make all the difference, not just for you, but for those around you. Take the next step. Talk to your neighbors, join or start a community preparedness group, and share what you've learned. When disaster strikes, strong communities respond faster and recover better. Your actions today can inspire others and build a safer, more resilient world for everyone. Stay ready, stay smart, and stay alive. Share this guide, help your neighbors, and keep the conversation going. If this helped you, subscribe and ring the bell for more life-saving tips. Thank you for joining me.